Come
Bob,
on.
come
Good
on,
afternoon,
Bob.
brother.
He's here. Run me through your feelings, man.
Absolutely. I still don't believe it. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Till he's holding the shirt, Bob,
Yeah, till he's holding the
eh?
shirt. He is holding the shirt. He is holding the shirt. So, yeah, absolutely over the moon. It's all about backing him now, making sure he gets all the tools he wants because it will bring success. He guarantees us success. He guarantees us trophies. It's all about backing him now, and we're hoping the penny's dropped. It does feel like the penny's dropped. I know what you've just said about money not being there, and I saw Dave in the background throwing his cap off and having a bit of a bit of a breakdown when he heard the news. But I think it's a case of waiting now. It's a case of waiting, see what it is. It's very unlikely he wouldn't have made demands, and it's very unlikely Levy wouldn't have given in to those demands after what he witnessed on Saturday. Because, like I say, I think he shit himself when he heard that Levy out chant, and it's all about, like I say, we need to move on. We've got the right man in, man. We've got the right man in.
If we do play our cards right in the transfer window, is it possible that we can talk about title challenges again at Tottenham?
100%. If he's allowed to do the job, it's not like we're guessing or we're speculating. It's guaranteed pretty much. With Conte, if you let him do the job that he wants to do, that he can do, it's guaranteed. Trophies are pretty much guaranteed. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, what's the difference between Jose and him?" Jose, everyone knows what my thoughts are on Jose. Agree with it or not? I think he was a bit. He's not moved on from from 10 years ago, but also he wasn't backed. And Levy and Enoch can't afford to make the same mistakes again. Conte needs to be backed, and you back Conte, you're guaranteed success. Be it the league, be it Champions League. We're still in 4 cups, man. We're still challenging on 4 fronts: quarterfinals, 5 points from the top, FA Cup, and the Conference Champions League, as I like to call it.
And in terms of this season, it's still 10 games in. Is it possible? What can we realistically achieve this season under Antonio Conte, and what can he bring out of this current squad without any signings?
I don't think Conte needs to change. I think Conte needs to do what he's always done: is go in, no nonsense, and then it's up to the players. There's some players who will thrive in it. The likes of Højbjerg and Romero. They'll say, "Finally, we've got someone who will fight with us," not literally, but have that fighting mentality that we're showing. Even Kane will probably, definitely have that respect level towards Conte that he understandably didn't have towards Nuno. But there'll be other players, won't there, Ben? The likes of Dembele. Will he shriek? Will he take up the challenge, or will he just go into his shell? The likes of Ali. I think the likes of Winks and Davis are a foregone conclusion. There's no space for him, and if he's seen the documentary and he's done his homework on Spurs, he'll know pretty much the likes of Winks and Davis and potentially Ali have outstayed their welcome, and it's time to go. He does seem like someone who will do his homework before coming in, rather than coming in and saying, "Right, clean slate, everyone." There will be the element of that, but I think he'll know who will fit into his system and who won't. So, it's up to the players. He doesn't need to change. The players will need to change for him. And the players who can't, see you later, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, when Jose was here, he didn't really have a set system where he tried to fit the players in. He tried to set the system around Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, right? This is the difference where Antonio Conte has his set system. He knows exactly how he's going to play, and he needs to fit the players into that system. So, I mean, he's got a kind of great idea of who he wants to bring into this football club already, doesn't he?
Yeah. So things like a backup striker, an extra creative midfielder is evident. And from the whispers that you hear, Vahalovic, Kessier, and other players like that, you're not surprised that we're being linked with that. We'll wait and see. Well, we're pretty much, put it this way, £150 million to Nuno would have been, here you go, Nuno, sort the shit out. We're leaking goals, bringing some creative flair, and sort this mundane lethargic, unambitious football out. Here you go. Here's some money to spend. Whereas you give that same money to Conte, you're saying, "Here you go, Conte. See you later. Leave you to it. We'll trust you."
Yep.
Whole different mind shift, whole different mindset with Conte. And personally, I don't think I'd be comfortable giving Nuno to spend money. And they, I've always said, he was unfortunately a mediocre manager, and that's what he was. That's not dissing him. That's the reality. So just bringing in Conte has taken us from there to there, as in ambitious, as in what we can do, as in what we can get out of the squad. And there's absolutely no reason why Conte can get more out of certain players. Like I say, it comes down to backing him, though. It comes down to backing him. He needs to be backed. Levy can't afford any more negativity. Lewis can't afford any more negativity. Because I think the penny's dropped within the fan base. There was hardly any Nuno outers. It was all towards Levy, and I think that shocked him.
Yeah. It has. I mean, Bob, I know where you're going to go with this, because I think you're the same with me. With Ben and I have been having this discussion with a few people that we've had on the live. Paratici, I think we spoke about it yesterday, you and me, didn't we?
He earned his Michelin star today. Come on.
He's got half a Michelin star. He's got half. The other half will come if, like Bob said, he gets the players needed in January. Where are you on this, Bob?
Yeah, he's on his way. Well done for bringing in Conte. A lot of people saying if it wasn't for him, Conte wouldn't be coming in. You know, unfortunately, it couldn't happen before. Yes, there's all the statement about Conte not being in the right frame of mind or anything. But why push Nuno? You know, a lot of people are going with the narrative to suit their own views on Paratici, and I'll do the same. You know, a lot of people saying Paratici was the one who pushed Nuno in front of Levy, showed him videos from Valencia. Then suddenly he's a saviour by getting rid of Nuno and bringing in Conte. I'll still wait. I want Paratici. I think he's done some very, very good business. Romero, Brian, you know, how long I've been going on about Romero. The links between me and Romero and Kleenex tissues is pretty well known. I've loved him. I've loved him for God knows how long. Since last October. They
sold out of Kleenex in your area.
Yeah, they did, mate. They did. Yeah, and he was one of. So for bringing him in, he gets. It's still a wait for me because, like I say, now it's a case of Conte and Paratici working together and bringing in the right players. I want him to be the Don. I want him to be the best director of football. But I think 20 years of being sceptical over the board does cloud my judgment, rightly so in my eyes. But I think he's doing really well. I think he's on his way, and I don't want to jinx it by giving him the Don title, but I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season, end of 2 seasons, when we're winning trophies, we're winning the league, he will be a Don. But right now, I'll just hold judgment like I will do on Conte, because there's only one person signing the checks, and it's that person. Yeah. So we'll wait and see. But big up to cover your ears, Brian, because big up to Levy to actually going the way to bring Conte, because Levy knows that he can't fuck this up. He cannot fuck this up, and if he does, there's no way out. He's backed into a corner now. He knows all eyes are on him. All eyes are on him. And I know we've had a little statement about raising funds and all this. Again, I'll wait and see. Because I don't think Conte is going to be the sort to say, right, let's not buy anyone in January. Let's sell some players and see who we can get. Nah, he doesn't work like that. I don't think his blueprint has ever suggested that, and I don't think he's going to change this Jan. I think we'll go out and I think we'll buy.
We've got to. And I was about to say, when you were saying about in a couple of seasons about getting the title of Don, I reckon, let's just say, I'm just picking the two out again. Vlahovic and Skriniar come in. If they do come in, this is hypothetical. They're two players that we famously went after on 2 separate windows and had such humiliating reasons why they didn't go through, or bids. If it comes and gets it done within 1 month, those two, then you have to call him a Don, because it's like, bang, you've done in 1 month what we tried to do for 3.
100%.
So this is where he'll earn that mark for me. But yeah, again, you heard me say it before you came up. But for me, this ain't Levy. This is Lewis. And you heard me. I will give credit to Lewis. I will give credit to Lewis, because he has had to. Mate, like I said, I will always give credit where credit is due. Yeah. And in my honest opinion, out of the two, Lewis would have had to sanction this and release the funds to agree it. And that's why I think this has happened. So if there's any credit to go around for the board, I'm giving it to Lewis.
Don't you think as well, guys, that the instructions to Paratici are going to be completely different now as well? Whereas under Nuno, it was building for the future, bringing in Assad and loaning him out, bringing in a Hill, and then let's see how it goes. Keeping Scarlett as someone who's potentially be in the first team and see how it goes. Whereas now, Conte doesn't work like that. Quick buys, quick success. So I think the people, the players he's going to target in Jan and the summer are going to be completely different profile to the ones we would have targeted under and have targeted under Nuno, because Conte ain't going to go for a Sarr. He's not going to go for a Hill. He's not like that. He's not like that. So don't be surprised. I think Skriniar, I think a lot of people are looking at Skriniar, and I do agree with that, but we've got to remember, Skriniar, and Tommy brought this up last night, Skriniar wasn't Conte's favourite. He was out of the squad, hence the reason why they were quite happy to swap him for Ndombele. So we've got to remember that Skriniar I wouldn't be surprised if we went for the likes of a Botman. But again, I think,
Bob, you also got to remember on Skriniar that season, he got into the Conte team and ended up being Defender of the Year, or you know what I mean? He ended up being one of the best players, and suddenly Conte in that January said, "There's no chance I'm selling this guy." Well, it's like I say, the profile of the players we're going to go for are completely different now. Completely different. We are going to get those made players now, whereas Paratici's, like I say, his instructions have been a bit different. So and they've worked together before. If there's any way Conte entrusts a director of football, it's going to be someone like Paratici. So I think that's a match made in heaven. It's all about, like I keep on saying, not just Conte but Paratici being backed as well. And if they do, mate, we're on the up. We're on the up. They're gonna make you proud. They're gonna make you proud. Just one last question. Back on the Nuno situation. I mean, not one Spurs player have come out and said a message to Nuno yet. I mean, when Jose got sacked, you saw a host of players doing that. When Poch got sacked, you saw the same. Do you think that this is another case of the squad throwing another manager under the bus?
Better that. I mean, we all know who those players are. We all know the players who let Poch down and Jose down and Nuno down. But they're, at the end of the day, Ben, they are human beings, mate. You know, you're not going to get the same motivation from, and I said this before, from a Poch coming to the dressing room and say, we've got to do this, lads, today, go and win us a game, to a Jose coming to the changing room, although he didn't have everyone's backing. But, you know, you hold a bit of respect from a guy who's on 20-odd trophies and say, right, guys, we're going to do this. To someone coming in who was 724th choice, coming from a mid-table team who sacked him, didn't want him, who were playing pragmatic football. You're not going to get the same level of respect to that. There's obviously there's the argument they should be playing for the badge, they should be playing for the club. We all know that that's just fairy tale business, and it's not always true, especially with players like Ali, who are more into fucking fashion and Xbox
Fortnite
games and
tapping his cap.
Fortnite, exactly, touching his cap. So, but Conte are going to take that. Like I say, he's going to come in and say, "This is who I am. These are my trophies. This is how I work. Either you do it or get the fuck out of the club." And I'm sure there will be.
The party stops now, Bob. Eh? The party stops now.
Party stops now, man. But party for us starts now. Come on.
Exactly.
We're going places. We're going places. Who's backed? We're gonna do some special things, man.
Love it. Love the positivity, Bob. Big up yourself, and we'll speak to you soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Daigle, don't forget your tattoo on the cock. Come on.
I'm not getting it, but Bob, listen, Bob, Jesus Christ, my brother. Jesus Christ, honestly. Listen, it's not going there. It's not going where you asked it to be as well. Wherever it's going. And if it was to be there, which it wasn't, do you reckon I'd do that live?
Yep. I know what you're like.
That would be
it might have to go on a different channel, though.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Daigle will do anything for 20 quid. Just ask my neighbour. Come on.